Andy,
Hey, Ma.
I have been saying this for a while, but I think yesterday, whatever day it is, we are recording this on Wednesday, and Tuesday, Donald Trump threatened to basically genocide. I mean, not really genocide, just sort of level an entire country because not entirely clear why. And so in the morning when I went to do Morning Joe and we're there and like looking at this tweet that's like, I might just wipe this civilization from the face of the earth because I can. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. What I didn't know is that I actually think that that was a day. It was like the day that Donald Trump said, like, we put the light inside the body and it kills the COVID. Remember that? Like, it was like
Sure.
one of those days where everyone went, oh, right, he's nuts.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. I mean, for the people who somehow, I don't know, 10 years into this shit haven't remembered that or figured it out yet. But, you said you weren't really sure why he said that. I think I'm pretty sure why he said that because we're losing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you
Yeah.
do when you're losing, particularly if you're losing and you have nuclear weapons. You say stuff like that if you're a psychopath on top of all that.
And what happened almost immediately was we saw so Tucker, as soon as Donald Trump launched this thing, and again, no one has to hand it to Tucker, right? No one has to hand it to Tucker.
Oh, God,
You
no.
knew him, and his anti-war stuff is very wrapped up in anti-Semitism, anti-Israel, anti-this, anti-that. So no one is handing it to Tucker Carlson, but
Yeah.
he has been staunchly anti-Iran war. Maybe because he's anti-war, maybe because he's anti-Semitic, maybe both. Yesterday, we saw Alex Jones driving in his car. I don't know why he couldn't pull over, saying we need to do the 25th Amendment, which of course means getting rid of the president. These are two of the people who made him the nominee in 2016, right? It is hard to think of two people who are more responsible for Donald Trump winning the nomination than Alex Jones. Remember, Donald Trump went on Jones's show when he was the very fringiest fringe, and Tucker Carlson. Remember, Donald Trump went on Tucker Carlson's show when he was the most sort of mainstreamy MAGA, Fox News host.
Yeah. I think the reason Alex Jones couldn't pull over is he was afraid his car was going to get repossessed if they caught up to him. But yes, I know a lot of the MAGA people who are public facing are not happy with the Iran war, the cheerleaders at Fox aside. My only feeling is I don't know if that translates to the rank and file MAGA. The polling I've seen shows that they're okay with the Iran war. And because they're not as much ideological as they are just,
In a cult.
in a cult. So if Trump does it, it must be right. But okay, putting that aside, yeah, I mean, we are definitely seeing a huge split. Is I guess would be putting it maybe kindly, but I think
And
accurately.
and yesterday, Tuesday, there was this one voice that was still defending him or had, I mean, besides Ben Shapiro, who has gotten creamed, partially probably because of anti-Semitism, but also because he's staunchly pro-Israel and thus staunchly pro this war. And his numbers are just going down. He's hemorrhaging viewers. MAGA turns out MAGA does not have a huge appetite for whatever that is. But one of his last defenders was Megyn Kelly, and Jesse is going to play us a clip of where Megyn Kelly is right now.
Now, as you can imagine, that post did not go over well with the Iranians or with many Americans. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, 3D chess, shut up. Fucking shut up about that shit. You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization. We're talking about civilians just casually in a social media post.
Go,
No,
Andy, as
just
someone who knows her, go.
well, just the idea. This isn't even like the sort of famous. I can't believe the leopard ate my face. The leopard ate her face. Like she was the original, blood coming out of her wherever, and she's sitting there going, why can't he not be like this? 11 years later or 12, whatever, however many years ago that was. I mean, that's just insane. But I will say this, Megyn Kelly does have her finger on the pulse of the
Right.
assholes. And
Right.
if she's out there saying this, because look, I don't believe that Megyn Kelly really has a set of core beliefs at this point.
No, no.
So if she's out there saying this stuff, she sees which way the winds are blowing, and she's very good at that.
Yes.
You can't deny that. So, again, I think the MAGA base is fine with Iran. The MAGA base is never going to not be fine with Trump. It's the people who aren't the MAGA base, but who voted for Trump. Those are the ones you got to get.
See,
And
I
go ahead.
disagree,
Okay,
and I'm gonna push back. And now I could be wrong,
please.
but
No, be
here's
wrong.
my
Be
take.
wrong, Molly.
I know you're gonna be shocked to hear this, but I've been wrong before. So remember, part of what happened with Trump in 2020 was that he lost the indies, right? The normal people, the
Mhm.
people who are like, I don't like the tweets, I don't like the racism, but I really want a tax cut, so I'm gonna hold my nose and vote for him.
Right.
This is not that. This is the pure MAGA. This is the Groypers. This is the young men who like racism. And here's my take.
Okay.
Okay. I think that Tucker and Alex Jones and Megyn Kelly are not reflecting their own views. They're reflecting the views of their people. They're
Agreed.
on the internet seeing their people, and their people are saying, like, we're not into this. And so, this about face, it's a real split in the core of MAGA. And
Mhm.
that you really have, because remember, like, if you think about it, if you look at Ben Shapiro, and you see that he is just hemorrhaging viewers, listeners, whatever it is he has. So part of that could be anti-Semitism for sure, because he's very, but some of that has to be anti-war stuff, right? Because he has been just a continual voice for the war. And so these people are learning that lesson. I mean, I'm reminded of like when we saw I mean, we've seen phenomenons like this where YouTubers are sort of on, their popularity hinges on what they go along with or don't. I think this may actually really be a canary in the coal mine.
A couple things. One, it's not that I completely disagree with you. I was saying more like just from an electoral perspective.
Right.
The pure MAGA people, are probably voting for JD Vance or whoever
Right.
in 28. But it's the not pure MAGA people who are looking around now and saying, it's the ones who, for instance, keep saying this is not what I voted for, even though it's what they voted for.
Right, right,
But
right.
fine, YouGov did a poll. Do you oppose or support the war with Iran? MAGA Republicans support it 77% to 14%.
Right. True. Okay.
So that's where I would push back on saying that it's like, MAGA as a block
Right.
is not happy. They may not be happy with how it's being prosecuted, but they're not opposed to the war because Donald Trump is doing it, and in Trump we trust.
Right.
That's my only that's my pushback on that there.
Yeah.
But I agree with you again. The forward-facing MAGA people who are influential, and the fact of
Right,
the
right,
matter is
right.
that 77% number doesn't have to be there forever. If the Megyn Kellys and the Tuckers and the Alex Joneses and I don't think Tim Pool is on that list.
Is Tim Pool still
I think
pro
he's
war?
I think he's basically going around saying we won.
What I would say is he's lightly skeptical occasionally, but mostly in on Mr. Trump's playing 3D chess.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We don't want my interjection in, so feel free to do your analysis.
Why can't we have your
Yeah.
interjection in? Are you not supposed to exist? I mean, people know you exist, Jesse.
As the Wizard of Oz.
They're not
That
happy about it, but they know.
no, I mean they know. They know.
It's because
He's
I'm
a
married to
wife
a
guy.
Jew.
That's right. Every time. But yes, I do think it's an impossible situation for them because they have to, they got where they are defending the indefensible,
Right.
but now the
Right.
indefensible doesn't track with America First.
Right. I do think again, not to hand it to him in the slightest bit, I do think Tucker Carlson is legitimately quote unquote anti-war. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
and I do think that he would be if even if we were winning this war, I think he would be opposed to it. I don't feel that way about Megyn Kelly or some of the other people that you've mentioned. By the way, is this the fastest we've ever lost a war in our history?
Well, it was always this war was always like, "We're going to war," and you said, "Why?" And they said, "Because nukes." Well, do they have nukes? No. Could could they have nukes? Maybe in 2 weeks. Maybe not. Maybe they
Yeah.
have them. Maybe they're a week away. I mean, like, there was, like, literally no effort to sell the war.
Yeah.
Even W, right? Even W, even his
Sure.
dad, like, there was a certain like, it was, there's a threat, there's a this, I mean, I remember after 9/11 when they were like, "We're gonna go into Afghanistan," and I was like, "Afghanistan? But none of the hijackers come from Afghanistan. We can't go into Saudi Arabia, so we're gonna go into Afghanistan."
Right.
Like,
Right.
it didn't make any sense, but at least there was, it was 9/11. We were all super traumatized,
Right. Right. At
the
least they cared enough to lie to us.
right, exactly. Well, at least they were
You
trying
know.
to make but it was, I mean, it still was a moment where I was like, but Afghanistan, why Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it didn't make any sense,
Right. But
but
they didn't
yeah, I
even
mean,
buy like, I didn't even hear about yellow cake this time around.
all right, yellow cake. Yeah. Well, there was definitely the last time it felt like a real threat. This just feels like he's trying to distract from the Epstein files. And it really does feel at the end of the day, like, people say that's such a like that's a sort of not, it's a simplistic take on
Mhm.
Donald Trump, but it may actually be true.
I'm sort of in the simplistic take group.
Yeah.
It might be part of it. I'm not saying it's not
Right.
part of it. I don't think it's the whole reason. I don't think he's sitting there going, I got to do something to distract from the Epstein files. I'm going to bomb Iran. It's something he wanted to do.
Right.
And to me, he did it because he was convinced that there would be financial gain from it.
Yeah.
And, and it's turning out to be, of course, exactly the opposite, although he is claiming that we are somehow gonna make money off tolls in the Strait of Hormuz.
Mm.
I
That
really don't think that's gonna happen, but, you
my
know.
f- my favorite part of the whole thing is that he's like, straits were clear, right? We went to war, straits are not clear. Donald Trump's like, we're gonna make money on this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it's you can sit there and try to parse his language and try to analyze everything he says, and then you just at a certain point you have to say, "Why am I doing this? Why am I pretending that he actually means something intelligent, and rational?" Uh,
Yeah.
because he doesn't. And like you said before, it's like stop with the three-dimensional chess bullshit. I mean, I think a lot of people have stopped with that at this
Right.
point, but there are
Yeah.
still some people out there who should know better, who keep
Yeah.
saying, "Well, he's doing this because of that." And it's like, no, he's just not right in the head. And on top of
Yeah.
which, he's sundowning. So you put that
Yeah.
together, and you end up with this.
It is interesting though to, like, oil is so expensive and now he clearly tacoed, but I mean we shouldn't even say tacoed
No,
because like it was another civilization that he
yeah,
threatened to annihilate for seemingly no reason. So is it a taco or is it just like a came to your senses? But oil and gas really expensive. Like really, really expensive. And there's this Goldman Sachs prophecy of oil at $200 a barrel. Like there is not this could keep going. And while
yeah.
this is happening, Donald Trump canceling wind, solar, clean energy that could be quite useful at this moment.
Yeah, again, but it will make money for his, buddies in the oil industry and stuff like that. And again, I do think saying distraction from the Epstein files, again, there's some truth to that, but not as a whole. As a whole, it's how can I help me and my buddies get richer?
Right. Yeah,
I really think
exactly.
beyond everything else, that is the sort of motivation, whatever motivation he has left in his little
Right. His
body when
kleptocracy.
he gets up in the morning is kleptocratic. It's how can I enrich myself? How can I enrich, you know, my friends? And that's what, in my opinion, ultimately this was all about that, because for some reason, again, not a rational or logical reason, he thought that what he's doing now would make him richer, would make Jared richer, and et cetera.
Yeah, I think that's right. And let me tell you, someday we're going to find out about all the shit that's going on behind the scenes that's so illegal and sketchy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we already
Yeah.
know enough to know that pretty much every single person in this administration, in a just and sane world, would not be walking around free in the future. And like you said, that's just the stuff we know.
Yeah.
The daily shit, the stuff that, doesn't reach the level of billions of dollars of graft and corruption, the stuff that's only like, a 500,000 here, a couple million
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
that we don't, I mean, that's gotta be just off the charts.
Yeah. No, I mean, a fair number of people will go to jail
Fingers
eventually.
crossed, man.
Yeah, eventually. Andy Levy,
Molly Jong-Fast. Will
will
you
you
come
come
back?
back?
Ah, did you?